Welcome to this week's episode of the UvsU Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Horn, and I am here with the Metal Messiah, Jackson James, a.k.a. Peyton Zoki. How you doing today, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no, thank you. Thanks for being a part of the show. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I understand that you are a pro wrestler?
That is correct. Very
Awesome.
much true.
All right, well, tell me, how'd you get started in that?
So, oh boy, you like hearing stories, don't you?
That's why we're here. I want to hear your
Well,
story.
All right. You know, every story, it either starts out, any good story,
Okay.
starts out with two things. One, it either starts out with beer or a couple of shots. Mine was shots.
Well, we do got drinks here, too.
Yeah,
so
we do have drinks here. That is very correct. Very true. So, you know what? It started out in my friend Chris's basement.
Okay.
And my buddy Solomon, love him, absolutely love him. He's great. And we were just sitting in his basement and we were watching, WWE. I forget who it was, what match we were watching or whatever, but I believe it was Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. I don't remember if that's correct, but that's the one that I remember. And I remember, I take a shot and Solomon, he looks at me and he's like, "You want to do this stuff?" And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, and he's like, "You want to do this stuff?" I'm like, I look at him like, "Yeah, sure." And then he's like, "All right, we do it on Sundays next week where I'll you're gonna come with me." I was like, okay. Take another shot, and then the next week we of course still do our hangout the day before, where of course drinking, partying, doing stupid stuff, like as you do.
Yep.
And he's like, "All right, well, remember tomorrow we gotta go do this." And I was like, okay. I go down there, and it's just me, him, my trainer Nick, and Josh wasn't there at the time, but it's like, all right, so literally the first day it was just nothing too crazy, just taking bumps, and I was like, okay, so I guess I could do this, and I did it, and I was like, I feel fine. That wasn't that painful at all. Like I could do 100 of those things.
Okay.
And then I think probably about like two to 3 weeks afterwards, like after that specific day, my neck started hurting just because you gotta lock your neck, you gotta just brace your neck so that way your head doesn't hit the mat.
Right.
And that was really the only thing. And then the next 2 weeks, I of course go there Sunday, and then after that it was like I realized, like, holy shit, I'm actually enjoying this. I'd like to keep doing this, and then eventually, and I realized, like, this is actually fun. I actually enjoy doing this. I want to keep on doing this, and I think after the first week, he was like, "All right, that was I guess your trial. Sign here. What you could do is you could make payments for so much and so forth." And I was like, you know what? I'd like to do that. And I mean, I remember like, I think it was like probably about week 3, I realized, like, you know what, I really enjoy this, and you know what, I actually would like to see where this goes, and you know what, like, I'm almost a year and a half in almost, and I've enjoyed it, like, every single minute of it. So
That's awesome. That's exciting.
yeah, it's super exciting.
So did you grow up a wrestling fan, or watch it as you were growing up, or Was this just more of a peer pressure thing that you got peer pressure, not necessarily peer pressure to do, but like, by a friend influencing you to come to training and then something you found that you ended up liking?
Well, that's the weird part, because as a kid, littler kid, you know, it was actually my grandpa. I didn't know it at the time, but like, what was it? We'd watch wrestling. I normally on during the summer, summer break. I'd go over my grandparents down in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'd go over their house and I'd stay with them for a few weeks. Enjoy spend time with my mom's side of the family. And I remember, and I didn't realize how important this memory was to me then, but now I realize how important it was to me now. I remember it was me and Grandpa. We were just sitting on the couch. He was in his recliner, and I'm just sitting down on the couch, and we were just watching wrestling. And one of my favorite wrestlers was Rey Mysterio.
Okay.
The reason why I love Rey Mysterio was because he was short. He was not big whatsoever by any extension of the word, by any means of the word, right? And because of that, I liked him because my whole entire life I've never been big. I'm like 5'10" right now, 130 pounds. 150 when wet, right?
Yeah.
150 when wet, right? And well, he was always my favorite just because, like, here's this short Puerto Rican guy, and he's like doing all these amazing things, and he's in there, and he's with Big Show, who's a giant, and he's in there with Triple H, Batista, and he's putting up a fight. He's still holding his own, and that's why he was my favorite wrestler.
Okay.
Well, and I remember, watching the match, Rey Mysterio won, and of course I'm cheering. I'm like, yeah. And well, here comes the next match. My grandpa, he was a huge motorcycle fan.
Okay.
I love my grandpa so much. I really do. Grandpa Clark, yeah, I love him so much. And at the time, The Undertaker, his favorite wrestler. At the time, it was him or the Bushwhackers. But at the time, he's his favorite wrestler just because of one small thing, just one very, very, I guess, one small thing, and that's that he'd come out to the ring riding a motorcycle.
Oh, okay. So this is American Badass phase.
Yeah, American Badass phase.
Undertaker.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, of course. And well, he comes out riding a motorcycle, hits all four posts, and then gets off, comes out. Well, my grandpa loved that because he loves riding motorcycles. That man, and it just doesn't. You don't realize how important those moments are until they're gone, and yeah, and I realized like that was pretty cool, and I look at where I was then, like just watching wrestling, and to where I am now, to where I'm actually am the wrestler, and I see it and I'm like, damn. My grandpa would have killed to be in one of those front seats to just see me, wrestle and do my thing.
So apologize for asking in advance, but so is your grandfather no longer with us now?
Yeah, he's no longer. He's unfortunately passed on. He's riding with the angels right now.
Okay, sorry to hear that. God bless him.
Yeah, well, I mean, I remember when he unfortunately passed away. He was in the hospital, but it was because of COVID. But I remember a week before he got admitted into the hospital. You know what he was doing? Man, my grandpa, let me tell you, Undertaker might have been a American badass, but my grandpa was the American badass.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Well, multiple reasons, but first things first, let me finish this story.
Okay.
He first like a week before he gets admitted to the hospital. He's 87 at this point. Before he got put into the hospital, before he passed, you know what he did? He got on a motorcycle, rode down to a bar, rode back. He of course he was still doing what he loves. And in fact, actually, another reason why I say he's the American badass,
okay,
is because, you know, he used to have a nickname. People used to call him Sparky. Sparky. The reason why was because he was in the Navy. He was in the Navy, and the reason why they called him Sparky was because he was a fighter. He would fight people, and you know, and he's in the Navy. He was in the Navy, and he was a sailor, and I'm like, God damn. I look at all this stuff, and I'm like, God damn, my grandpa really was a badass.
Yeah. God bless him.
Yeah, God bless him. And I mean, heck, even this wallet I got right here, this actually used my grandpa actually ended up giving this to my Uncle Johnny, his son, but his Uncle Johnny, you know, he doesn't really carry around wallets. Well, you know, I ended up one day, the year he passed away, for Christmas, I was like, Mom, you know, the one thing, I think I know what I want for Christmas. I want a wallet. I want the wallet that Grandpa used to carry around. And she was like, I was like, I don't want anything in it. I just want just the wallet. She called Sherry, and she got the wallet, and that wallet, you know, it's in a special place for me, a box. And Uncle Johnny gave me this wallet, and he was like, Peyton, you can have it. You know, Grandpa gave this wallet to me, but I never really used it. So, I mean, it's the way I see it is that, you know, he gave me a gift from beyond the grave.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
and it ended up with the person that was supposed to. At the end of the day, which is what's important.
Yeah, and he would wear a wallet just like this, one with a chain that hooks to the belt.
Okay.
And I remember as a kid, I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I don't know why, it just was.
Yeah. So do you think if he was around today, like you said earlier, do you think he'd be up in the front row cheering you on and watching you with excitement?
No doubt in my mind, he absolutely would have. He probably would have done anything to make sure that he'd always be there for any show ever. Even though he was in Pennsylvania and the show might be going on in Cleveland, he would figure out a way to be down there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's up there now. He's enjoying the popcorn up there.
Yep.
Still looking down and watching
I'm sure he is enjoying the show right now.
Okay. So with your said gimmick, do you take inspiration from the Rey Mysterio or the Undertaker, or the combination of both? Like, where does your gimmick come from? Like your character?
My gimmick, my character. Well, it comes from a little bit of, honestly, like the style itself. A little bit of my grandpa. He'd love fingerless gloves. He'd always wear them on the motorcycle. The chain, and I'd say the rest. Rey Mysterio. I'd say some of his moveset, you know, pick that, because I'm built very similar to him. I'm very small. I'm very myself very small too. So I can do a lot of the things that he can do, you know, and then, you know, the rest I'd say is just me. I'd say is just me. because I mean, you know, the spikes, I think they look cool. Like, you know, you got X-Men. I've always loved X-Men.
All right.
I got a few pins here. One just in EFW. I like pins. I think they look cool. And of course, me being the metal messiah, I really like music. I like metal music, and you know it works out because MM. Yeah. So, like that part is the rest. After all that is just me.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Now, who would win in a match? You or Rey Mysterio?
I gotta give it up to the great
Okay.
Rey Mysterio kicked my ass.
All right. I mean, would
he might be older in getting up there, but he'd get me. He'd
All
get
right.
me. I'd eat the slice of the humble pie, you know. But you're a legend. I'm a nobody.
Okay, that's fair. That's I appreciate the honest answer with that, and not going off the rails and being like, I dominate him, I'd whoop his ass. So I appreciate the honest answer. So with being the metal messiah, I know you said you like metal music.
Mm-hmm.
Do you do anything like in that field yourself, or do you just like the music? Do you?
Well, I actually play guitar. I play guitar, and of course I listen to music. I got a vinyl record player, specifically just because the sound quality is just, it's like night and day. Like, it's just so much better, and of course, like I said, you know, I play guitar, and I just enjoy, you know, music.
Okay. Now with that, is that just a hobby that you enjoy? Is with the guitar, or are you in a band? Do you create your own music? Is there music out there that we can listen to? You know?
Actually, I mean, as much as I wish I could say there isn't yet, but
okay,
maybe down the line I would absolutely love to maybe write a song, play my own music. But like right now, when it comes to playing guitar, I mean, I've been wanting to learn, you know, how to play songs that I enjoy.
Okay.
Like, one of the first songs, like, I went to, like, my music teacher, I went down to Guitar Center, because, I mean, there really isn't much of a choice when it comes to, like, finding somebody to teach you, so you just go to Guitar Center, unless you know a friend of a friend who can teach you. I was like, you know what, this is the song that I want to learn. I want to learn this song specifically, and it was "Holiday" by Green Day. It's my favorite song. Like, above all, it is my favorite song, and surprisingly, like, now I can actually confidently play it, and it's like,
good for
man.
You. Good for you.
Yeah.
So have you ever considered coming up with and then making your own entrance music? I
have considered that, and in fact, actually, my music teacher Rob, he even suggested that to me, and I'm like, let me get a little bit better, and then we'll do that.
Okay. So, all right. I think that'd be a good idea.
Like you said, it is a great idea, because you're not even the first one who mentioned that.
Okay.
It is an amazing idea, and well, it's an idea that I would love to do. But I want to be good enough to where I can actually confidently do it, and heck, even to the point to where, like, I want to be at the point where, let's say, where I'd be able to go out and even play my own entrance music as my entrance.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean,
that would, because I think that would really connect with the crowd.
Big time. Oh, big time. I mean, there's not many people out there that are doing that are coming out to their own song and also simultaneously playing the song.
Yeah.
And being in character. I think that would definitely be really nice.
I'm sure people. I think the crowd would, and people in general would really connect with that.
Oh, big time. So how long you been working on the guitar? Or playing
Ironically, I started guitar probably around the same time I started my wrestling, like just like a few months before it, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how are you enjoying the wrestling game? What's some things that you enjoy about it? What's some things that you may struggle with or find hard with?
Well, with the wrestling things that I enjoy about it.
Yeah.
I enjoy honestly the physical activity. I love physical activity. It's just I've never really found like an out. I've struggled like finding an outlet for it, especially ever since I've been out of school. Because then there's like there's no more PE. There's no more like sports or whatever, and I didn't go to college, so there's no like college football or college baseball or any of that. So I really enjoy that. Another thing that I really enjoy is that I enjoy, the aspect of, every day you get in that ring, every day you improve just slightly a little bit more. I really enjoy that feeling because, like, the first day I started out, I was, yeah, I barely knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
I kind of took bumps a little wrong. I kind of had what's the word? Kind of got gassed myself up a little bit with hitting the ropes, and now I can do that stuff, and I could do all that stuff and more.
Okay.
And that's also another thing. Another thing is that wrestling's given me something that nothing else has ever given me, a motivation to improve myself even more, far past than what I would normally care to. Like again, like I said, I've always been 130 pounds. Well, now I'm actually going out to the gym. I'm working out. I'm doing like 10 sets of 10 push-ups every single day.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm actually lifting. I'm actually gotten to the point now. Like I think probably about 2 weeks ago, I actually started out. I'm actually starting to like lift weights, like benching and stuff.
Nice.
And I'm of course I'm doing like maybe 10 pounds on each side. And I just found out, I think last week, that the bar itself is 45 pounds.
Yes, it is.
I didn't know that.
Lifting math. Yeah, always sort
I didn't know that.
And on from there.
I didn't listen. I didn't know that. I thought it was just I thought it was 5 or something like minuscule.
Yeah.
But like even the fact that I'm doing that like you started when I was started wrestling. That would be unthinkable. Like I've always been a very active. I've always been able. I can do like pull-ups and push-ups like nobody's business because it's only just my own weight.
Right, it's body weight.
It's my own body weight. That's nothing to me. I could crank those out like easily, right? But like when it comes to stuff like that, it's so much harder for me. And I look at where I was then. I look at my arms, and like now I look at my arms. I'm like, geez, there's actual muscle there. Like,
yeah. Who's this guy? What are these things?
Yeah. There was actually like this one time I forget what it was. This one time I think I was at Solomon's, and I realized I literally looked at it. I'm like, nah, I'm not that strong. I'm not that strong, and we were doing like just an arm wrestle, and I realized, and of course it came to my turn. Me and Solomon, you don't want to lose out of all the people I don't want to lose to. I don't want to lose to my wrestling buddy Solomon.
Yeah.
And we do it right, and we're literally just right there, and we're there for like a solid minute, 2 minutes and a half.
Wow.
We're
okay.
there to the point to where like eventually, he had to just give up, just because his arms couldn't support pushing me back anymore. to the point where I was able to get his hand down. And it's like, when did that happen?
Yeah. So was that rewarding for you?
That was like mind blowing to me. It was like I don't know, it was the greatest thing ever.
Yeah. So has the working out and the lifting like benefited you in the ring? I mean, obviously, it sounds like it's benefiting you outside of the ring. You know, where winning arm wrestling matches and such.
I'm sure you have won a few arm wrestling matches. I mean, well, look at you.
A few
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, absolutely. Actually, I mean, strength is something that's very vital to the things that we do, and particularly endurance. My dad, he was a cross country runner. Even my sister, she'd run too. Me, I never really did, just because. I mean, I know when you're running, honestly, the only important thing is that you're not the fastest. The important part is you're faster than the slowest. It doesn't matter how fast you are, just be faster than the slowest and you're fine.
Yeah.
And so I never really, warmed up to that. I never really did it. And now that I'm doing that, I'm running on the treadmill and stuff. I'm like, this is actually, endurance is something really easy for me. And I realized that just because my dad's genes and passed it down to me and my sister. I'm like, okay, this is something that I can actually do pretty easy, just because I realize rarely do I ever actually during training days.
Okay.
Rarely do I ever actually feel myself get winded. Rarely am I ever actually give me a moment, guys.
Yeah.
I never actually there was once or twice when I first started, and that's all that I could really only chalk up to, for the reason being I didn't eat the morning before we started. I didn't eat that morning.
Okay.
And even now, I'm actually able to do all that stuff now, even when eating or not.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
That you're able to do that.
Yeah.
So let's backtrack a little bit. So, talk about your dad doing the cross country and so on. Did you do anything in high school? Any sports?
In high school, no.
Okay.
No. I never. One, I had a high school that I didn't like. I really was not a fan of it. I did not want to do anything. I didn't want anything to do with them. I didn't want anything to do with them. I just really disliked my high school.
Why is that?
The kids there. The truth is that I was not the most popular person in the school. Sometimes I felt like, I guess, the school punching bag sometimes. I didn't really enjoy my time there at all, and I didn't care to contribute to my school. I didn't feel the need or the want or the desire to contribute to my school either.
I understand that.
And also, they had in Austintown, they have two things: football and sometimes baseball. They had field, track, but guess what? Nobody really cared about that. Nobody cared.
Outside of those two.
Outside of those two, and that's a maybe on baseball. You pretty much just had football.
Okay.
I remember there was one year they made it open enrollment. Our high school open enrollment for 1 year. I think it was. They made it open enrollment for one reason and one reason alone. They didn't say it outright, but everybody knew. Football. They wanted the football players, they wanted the kids from Youngstown to come over to the Austintown school to play football for them. And then the next year they made it closed enrollment, but the people who went from Youngstown, came from all these other different places, they got grandfathered in to where they can still go to Austintown. And it was just for football. Like, nobody, like they didn't come out right and say that, but we all know. Okay. We all know the reason why. Like, we're not stupid.
You're hip to it. There was no scouting, or anything like that, or recruiting, if you will, but they were bringing them in. Yeah. Now, are you from that area? Is that where you
from the
Austintown, Youngstown area? Is that
yeah, I was born someplace else, but I did grow up there.
Okay. Where were you born?
I was actually born in Abington, Pennsylvania, which is a suburb of Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nice. It's pretty awesome place. I actually was blessed enough to go and actually go back to Philly and actually see it. Go out, see the actual, see it, and because Green Day was actually playing there, and I wanted to go there for the Green Day concert, and it was actually pretty awesome seeing Philadelphia, and I mean, it's a pretty cool thing.
I love Philadelphia. I've been there twice now, and I think it's the perfect mix of old school and history kind of mixed with the modern.
Oh yeah, I can absolutely agree with that. It is such a beautiful place. I love it. Yeah, I absolutely love it. Yeah, I mean, heck, we even got to see the Liberty Bell.
Yes.
Which that was something, because I'm a huge history nerd. I'm a huge history buff, specifically mostly American history.
Okay.
Just because I just find it very interesting.
Oh, there's a lot of history in Philadelphia.
Oh, yes. There's a ton of it. And just being able to get to see that and kind of be a little bit a part of that, And I mean, my sister, she here's an example. My sister, she went to D.C., Washington, D.C., and she's like, do you want me to bring something back for you? And I'm like, I thought about it for a second. I had to think. I'm like, I handed her, I think it was a $30 bill. I'm like, actually, $20 bill and a 10.
Okay.
A 20 and a 10. And I'm like, get me a copy of the Declaration of Independence. And I still have it in a little tube, and I just think it's a really cool piece of history.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, as far as Philadelphia goes, I mean, all the history things were fantastic to see and visit. Mm-hmm. But not gonna lie, the one thing that I had to do when I was in Philadelphia, I'm sorry, two things I had to do. Mm-hmm. One, I had to have an authentic Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, I did that too. They are
fantastic.
Phenomenal. Yes, they are phenomenal.
Fantastic.
Did you know where to get an authentic one?
I mean, I think we ended up Googling one of the local shops. When we were there.
Where we got ours, literally just a food truck off a corner of the street.
Well, so there's bunches.
Oh, there's bunches of places you can get authentic, but that I feel like is the most authentic.
The authentic. All right, I agree. Yeah. And then the second thing was I had to run the stairs and see the Rocky statue.
Oh my Lord, I did that too.
Yes, yeah, that was my number one must have on that. I was like, we can see everything else, we can visit everything else. I'm down with that, but this is the one thing that I have to do.
Did you go to the gift shop that's right next to the Rocky statue and right next to the stairs?
I did not. No.
Oh, you missed out.
No, I did not.
I went there. It was a nice place. It was so they had so much Rocky memorabilia. I bought a shot glass. I bought the shorts that Rocky wore.
Okay.
And I'm a huge fan of Rocky. And
likewise,
just a very inspiring movie. I remember, I think I rewatched it, I rewatched it, I think, last year, the entire trilogy, quad?
There's 6 of them, not including the Creed series. So.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I watched all of them.
Yeah.
Just because it was it's such an uplifting story.
It is.
It's very inspiring.
I used to get yelled at by my roommates in college because I would turn them on once I saw it on like AMC or TBS or wherever station that was, and they were playing them like nonstop. I would sit down and watch all of them. And I think somewhere I own the collection somewhere.
He's always something that's very inspiring to me because, you know, he always got back up. You know, Apollo can beat him down, but he kept getting back up. Mr. T beat him down, you know, he kept getting back up. He never quit.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a good underdog story?
Yeah, and I absolutely love it.
So you were born out there. You were born out there, and then what? How'd you end up over here?
I was 2 years old, and my mom and dad just. My mom got pregnant with my sister, and they just moved down in Austintown because, you know, near my dad's family.
Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, I mean, I didn't really have much of a choice in it, but I mean, I don't mind being here.
Yeah, it's a good area to be in.
Yeah.
So the music, two-part question. Two-part question. One, who's some of your favorite musicians to listen to? And it may go hand in hand, but then like who like inspires you when you think of like creating your own music when you're learning the guitar? They may go hand in hand, or they could be different. I don't know.
Okay. Well, my favorite musicians would obviously be Green Day. I just feel like what's the word? They put a lot of, you know, emotion and care behind a lot of their music. I think there was this one interview with one of the band members, and they're like, well, you know, if I'm never gonna, I think it was actually Billy Joel Armstrong. He was like, well, I'm never gonna make an autobiography because if you want to hear my life story, it's right there. It's in my music. And that's just something really cool, really powerful that I really enjoy about their music. It's not, I don't know, that it just makes it feel more real, you know?
Okay.
And another thing, ironically, this is probably going to sound crazy, but some other artists would actually be Vocaloid artists. And if you don't know, those are like people like Hatsune Miku. She is actually a Vocaloid, which is a voice synthesizer to where people can just put in the words and she will actually sing the words.
Okay.
And
so is that like, again, because this is new to me, so anybody who's listening, if you're here, so is that kind of like like AI ish, if you will, like you put the lyrics in and then it comes up
kind of like
with
that, but the thing is that separates it the most is that it draws off a voice bank of an actual person.
Okay.
So what it is that it's a voice bank. Somebody actually has spoken these words, and then it's put into like a machine, I guess, and then there's a bunch of people all over the world can download this program and, you know, use it for whatever. And I look at all this fantastic music. Most of it's, of course, in Japanese, but music is something that transcends language.
Oh, absolutely.
It really does. And I listen to all this different music, and I'm like, damn, these are just regular people that just make this amazing music just every day, and it's it's very inspiring just to see that. It's crazy, actually.
Okay.
Just because these people, you know, they don't have a record label behind them. It's not like, you know, the traditional American artist where, you know, they have like a label behind them. They got like all this equipment, all this stuff. You want to know what they got? They got a program, a computer, and like a few instruments to record themselves, you know, to back up the lyrics.
Yeah. So
that's it.
Would it be good for, say, somebody who like can write the lyrics but can't sing?
Yeah, that would be perfect actually, because I mean, you don't have to actually sing the song,
Right.
and they'll do it for you. But you also have to know Japanese too. But well, let's skip
True,
that.
yeah.
I think I might be wrong about this, but I think there is an English version.
Okay.
It's just nobody uses it. Nobody uses it.
Yeah, definitely something to look into.
Yeah.
So then, do you think you model your music or like the style that you play the guitar after Green Day?
Absolutely. I mean, it was one of my first songs that one of their songs was one of the first songs that I I needed to learn this song because I just loved it that much. And absolutely, I mean, I'm still in the process of learning guitar, but like it's a process that I enjoy, and it goes back to the wrestling. Like what I really enjoy the most about wrestling is that self-improvement, because again, starting out, I didn't know what I was doing. That's just how it is, and you start out something new, you're never going to be good at it.
100%, yeah. You
eventually
have to start, take that step.
But now I'm playing power chords. I'm doing my scales. I'm doing hammer-ons, pull-offs, and it's just, and I'm like, and I look back where I was. I'm like, God damn, I really did. I'm doing it. I can do it. I know I can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when I was learning how to do this song, how to play the song, I'd literally play. I think it was the chorus. I'll struggle with the chorus or something like that, and I sit down in my room and I play it over and over again. And then when I'm in like I guess you could call it probably like a little studio room, because that's where music practice normally takes place.
Right.
I'm in the studio room and he's like, all right, and I'm thinking like, can I do it? And he's like, all right, play a song, go. And I'm like, okay, dude. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I've done this before. I can do it. And just eliminates that self-doubt that it just eliminates that self-doubt, because it's like, are you ready? Don't ask me that. Stop it. And then when it's like, all right, it's go time. All right, I'm ready. And I just play it pretty well, because like I've played it tons of times in my room. Yeah. Yeah,
and now it's showtime. Now you flip that switch and it's time to go.
It's time to go. Yeah.
So if I forgive me, but if like Green Day was still together or is together still, and we take them in this, and they see it, and they see this interview, would it be a dream come true to them play a song with them?
Oh my Lord! You have no idea, buddy. You have no idea how awesome that would be.
So we'll take that as a yes. So Green Day, if you're listening, my man here, Metal Messiah, would love an opportunity to play with you guys.
I would love that. That would be like the greatest thing ever.
Okay.
I already know what song I'd like to play with them.
We'll tell him.
Holiday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that would be like a dream come true. Really, it would be.
So again, so with the music, is this just something you just want to get better at? Is this just a side hobby, like a side quest, if you will, or do you plan on doing something with it?
I would really love to do something with it. It's just like my, well, actually I wouldn't say that. I would love to do something with it. It's just like right now it's a hobby. I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
And if it takes me someplace, you know what? I'm here for the ride. As opposed to wrestling, I'm much more. I feel like I'm much more dedicated to that. I really enjoy it, and you know what? Like, I want to be a pro wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with having your focus on this, and putting your time and your effort in this, and then simultaneously being like, okay, let me play around with this, let me get good at this, and then eventually this can kind of catch up with this, and now you're kind of doing both at the same time.
Right.
So then with the pro wrestling, how's that going for you? Like how's the pro wrestling career going? Where do you want to go with it? What's some aspirations?
Well, first things first, I'd like to graduate. I'd like to graduate from being a trainee to being an actual full-time wrestler.
Okay. So for someone who's not listening, and you say you want to graduate, what does that mean to graduate?
To graduate, that means to get the okay from your trainer and be like, you know what, you've trained long enough. I know you can handle this stuff, and so you can go out now. You have my blessing. You can now go out into the wild and get your own bookings and wrestle out in front of a crowd. Well, and for our trainer, you might know him, Josh.
Yes.
He's very strict. He's gonna make sure that you're spot on. His standards are far more higher than any from what I understand, and I'm pretty sure this is true. Anyways, his standards are far higher than anybody else's. And you know what? I like that. That is great, because you know what? Then that means I'm just gonna be that much, I want to say, better. But I also don't want to give myself I don't want to have a big head at the same time. But I'm gonna stand out that much more, because I can go. I already know I can do this. I've done this a million times. I can do it, and I'm just that good.
Right.
And but like I said, he's got so much of a higher standard to where he's I think requirements. He's got like this small little list of requirements to graduate. He wants 5 solid matches. I've got 1 so far.
Okay. All right.
I've got 1, and then 1 really solid match with the Invisible Man.
Okay.
And then one solid match with him. And then after that, you graduate.
Is the Invisible Man a gimmick from somebody, or is that actually you just wrestling?
An invisible person. Yes, that's you are wrestling an invisible person, and you got to make it look entertaining.
Yes.
And that's actually where the saying comes: "Oh, that man can wrestle a broomstick, and it still be entertaining." That is exactly where that came from. And
makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Josh is one of the top-notch trainers around. If you're interested in pro wrestling or even getting into it, I do highly recommend you reaching out to UvsU, Extreme Fight World, and talking to Josh,
my seal of approval too.
Kano. Fantastic. He will definitely put you on the right path, and he's definitely one of, like I said, the best trainers around.
Yes, absolutely. Talk to him. Anybody who's listening.
Yes. Yes. So I agree and understand with you as far as the graduating and so on. So let's say you get your 4 matches and you get the Invisible Man, you get the match with him, and then what? Then where do you go?
After that, you know what? It's gonna be put my nose to the grindstone. Still go to training. If I can still go to training, I'm still going, because I already know for a fact there's quite a few graduates that still go, and you know what? Training is forever.
It is.
You never stop improving. There's always somewhere where you can improve, and you know what? That's exactly what I want to do. And then the other thing is, go out there, get bookings, go out there, get in that ring, get in front of a crowd of people, and get noticed.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so when you say get noticed, does that mean you get noticed by some of like the local promotions? Does that mean like across the country to some of the big promotions?
Honestly, wherever, like you start out small. I've always been of the mindset of have high hopes but low expectations.
Okay.
So I would say probably get noticed by local promotions, and hope that the bigger promotions see that and be like, hey, this kid's actually pretty good. Maybe we should bring him in.
All right.
So
I can respect that on that journey.
Yeah. Just trust in the process. Trust in the process.
Yeah, I agree. With the pro wrestling, is there anything that you find more difficult than others?
Not getting lost.
Okay.
Getting,
what do you mean by
yeah,
that?
sometimes it's like, all right, so, we did our spot, okay, DDT, bam, DDT. What's next? What am I doing next? Oh, right, climb to the top rope.
Okay, so you're talking about mapping out a match is what is what you go with.
For me, like, I wouldn't say mapping out a match. It's just, being in the middle of the match and not forgetting what's coming next.
Okay.
That's something that I kind of struggle with a bit, but from what my trainer tells me, that's something that comes with time.
Yeah.
That's something that you gotta. That's not something that you can, what's the word, train per se. You gotta learn it. I get, well, I don't know how to describe it, It's a lot like it's a lot like music almost in a sense with tempo, You gotta feel the flow, and you just gotta be like a metronome. Tick, 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 tick.
Okay.
And you gotta know what's coming next when that metronome hits its next tick. You gotta be there, and you gotta do the next thing.
Yes.
And that's probably something else that I really love about wrestling as well, is that it's got its own flow, it's got its own metronome, it's got its own rhythm to it. It just like music.
It does. It's like poetry. Just kind of. It's just. You're doing it with your body and
yes,
and,
of course,
and the cadences and so on. Is there anything specific that you're doing to try and help with that?
Well, I guess honestly, probably like just doing matches. Really, just doing matches. Do it again. Do one. Do another
the repetition.
One. Yeah, just just keep doing it and doing it and doing it until, because that is something. Like I said, that's just something that's gonna come with time, and that's just something that my trainer Josh told me. Like, that's just something that's gonna have to come with time. So it's like, all right, well, I gotta work on that.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Okay. Now you mentioned like melody. So with music, I read somewhere that there's two different types of music people.
Yeah.
And I'll ask you which one you are. So there's the one side, when people hear a song, they hear the lyrics and then the melody second. And then there's other people who, like, you flip it around, they pay more attention to the melody and not so much the lyrics. Which one are you? Or which one do you think you are?
I'd say I'm melody first and then the lyrics, just because how I listen to music. I'd first listen to a song, okay? If I like the song, I'd listen to the melody, I'll listen to it. If I don't like it, I'm just skipping it. I don't care.
Okay.
If I don't like a song, I don't like a song. I'm moving on. But if I like it, I'm listening to the melody, and then later I'll go back to the song, and I'll actually look at the lyrics, look at what they're saying, and I'm like, oh, this is about. I'll come up with my own interpretation of the song.
Okay, all right, I can respect that, because I'm more of a melody person. If it sounds good, or if it's like the beat or whatever the case may be, I will enjoy that. And then there has been times where we're like, oh, this is catchy. I like this beat, and then I'll go back and read the lyrics, and then I'm like, oh shit, that's what that meant. Like, this was the song. Like, oh, yeah.
It's a little messed up.
yeah, exactly. But I mean, I also like the soundtrack to songs and movies and TV shows like that, or theme songs like that. I enjoy more so the melody than the lyrics.
Right.
yeah, like I said, like yeah, there's times where I'm going back and be like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh.
Yeah.
All right, maybe I don't like this song as much as I thought.
Another thing that I do know that I need to work on with wrestling. I know we kind of moved on, but I think another one would be loosening up, and that's again that's something else that that only comes with time.
So when you say like loosen up, does that mean more like the body, or does that mean like more like loosen up as far as like nervous anxiety? Is that more mental or physical as far as like loosening up and being loose?
I'd say that's actually probably. I want to say that's a little bit of both. Just because like when you're. I don't know. I mean, you just gotta loosen up your body, of course, and you can't. Because you can't get in your head, because if you do, then your body's naturally gonna be tight.
Yes, you're gonna be tensed up.
Yeah, so that's another thing that I know I need to work on very much too. So.
Well, it's good. It's good that you have the self-recognition of knowing, like, okay, this is what I'm doing good. This is what I need improvement on, so you can focus on that.
Right. Another thing that I've actually have improved, and I'm very proud of myself, is my strikes. I'm very very happy of proud of myself that like for a longest time, I never really threw strikes because they never looked good. Now they actually look decent. They actually look passable.
Okay.
And of course, I think Josh says this a lot. Make the bad things look good and make the great things look excellent. And that's exactly what happened. Funny story about it actually is that I've always struggled. I've figured out how to do like just like just a regular back arm punch, whatever.
Yeah.
I was struggling with just a jab. Sounds very easy, but the problem is that the idea of throwing strikes is you want to make them look real and you don't want to hurt the other person. I can throw a jab and make it actually hurt somebody. Trying not to hurt somebody, that's where it gets hard. And I remember I watched I was feeling a little bit down and I needed something to, lift me up a little bit. I watched the Hard Times promo from Dusty Rhodes. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I watch... That made me feel good. Why don't I watch one of his matches?
Yeah.
And I saw how he threw a jab. And I was like, hold on. So, hold on. Let me do that exact thing and see it. Let me do it in front of a mirror and let me see what it looks like when I do it.
Yeah.
And I
Dusty
did,
Rhodes,
and
baby.
I do.
Dusty Rhodes. Yeah.
And I realized, like, holy crap! It like a light just flashes, turns on. I'm like, holy crap! That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
I don't have to go, who wants this elbow? Who wants this elbow? Boom.
Right.
No, I don't have to do any of that. I'm like, it's just the technique of how he does it.
Yes. Well, I mean, there's definitely a difference between.
There's different ways of throwing strikes, absolutely.
Yes.
But it's like, that's the way that I saw it, and I'm like, this way actually works for me.
And I think that's like the most important thing is like what works for you.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna throw strikes like myself or other individuals.
Mm-hmm.
But what I was gonna say is like as far as like throwing strikes go, you'd be surprised about how many people think they can throw a strike when they really can't. Like that's an art, that's a science in itself. And in reality, and like actual combat based, and in like the pro wrestling world, because I've told the story before and I've mentioned before, like it's I come from a world where like my job was to punch you in the face. That was my goal.
I think I've heard about this story before.
To now change it up and be like, okay, now I have to make it look like that.
Yeah.
But not do that.
well, that funny that you mentioned that. I actually have some martial arts background as well, because as I'd say probably about in middle school, I would take martial arts classes.
Okay.
And
when you say martial arts, what type of style? What was it?
It was actually karate.
Okay.
And And I mean, karate is great and all, but they focus a lot on strikes, and it's not about grappling or anything. In fact, to the point where sometimes like even like kid me in middle school was like I think like I caught their leg, and I would catch somebody's leg when we're sparring or whatever, and my first thought is just throw their leg up, let them fall and hit the ground, and then punch them.
Yeah.
And that's not technically allowed. It's grab them by the leg and then punch them. For me, it's like, okay, that's a little bullshit. But, you know, like I said, because I guess because I have that background of knowing how to at the very least knowing how to punch somebody, how to throw a proper kick, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Knowing how to do that, it's like trying to unlearn what you already know.
Right.
Or at least separate what you already know and learn how to do something different and do something similar and do it in a different way to where it ends with a different result.
Yes.
Because
With
I can
the showmanship and entertainment.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Out of it.
Like, because I could punch somebody and it hurts somebody, but can I punch somebody, it not hurt somebody, and make it look like I punched them?
That you heard of. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I totally get what you're meaning. I mean, being from the MMA world, and I grew up with a Taekwondo boxing background, and then got into like MMA, and we all have this talk all the time where, you know, each style has its pros and its cons. You know, each thing has its pros and its cons, and that's one thing that drew me to the mixed martial art. Is it's not just set style, it's not just the karate, it's not just the Taekwondo. It's taken, hey, we're gonna take these handful of specialties and like blend them together. So now you have your more well-rounded individual that can do the stand-up. You can do your striking, you can boxing, and then you can do your Muay Thai with the clinch and so on, and then you travel. Then you
I've noticed a lot, like with watching those fights. And sorry to cut you off, but I've noticed a lot that it's almost like rock paper scissors. You know, you got your strikers. The strikers lose to like your traditional American wrestlers, and then your traditional American wrestlers lose to your jiu-jitsu, and then your jiu-jitsu loses to like strikers.
It could, yeah.
But at the same time, like, you know, you could have like a traditional American grappler and a striker, but the traditional wrestler is so much head and shoulders, like a cut above the rest of the wrestlers, to the point to where he's able to beat the striker just because he's so much more experienced. He's got so much more. He's just so much more skilled.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where the debate came from. I think that's how it started. UFC started was, okay, let's take your style and this style and let's see who wins.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I think the best athletes figure out how to do both and can be able to transition from stand up to the ground to everything like in between. And that's been the beauty and why the sport has definitely taken off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I absolutely. Ironically, I really like watching it. I don't know if I'll ever do that, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe I might try it, but also at the same time, I don't want to die. I don't want to die. Yeah. Again, like I'm 130 pounds, 150 when wet. I think no matter what weight class there is, what's the smallest weight class?
125, I think, somewhere around there.
Okay, well, that puts me a little bit at ease because I figured that here's the bare minimum weight class, and then here's me.
Yeah, I think it's 125, maybe 115, but I think it's 125. With your size, while we're on the topic, do you think that's a benefit or disadvantage in the wrestling world?
In the pro wrestling world, I think it's probably one of my biggest boons. Okay. I really do think that that's one of my biggest boons because for multiple reasons. One, like you said, with the Rocky conversation, everybody loves a good underdog. I'm always going to be my job as a little guy will always be to be fighting up from underneath. No matter who, for the most part, no matter who, unless I find somebody smaller, which honestly that's kind of a rarity, I will always be fighting underneath. I will always be the underdog, and I will always be somebody smaller. I'd always be the smaller guy. And, you know, people love a good underdog. That's going to be a constant. Well, and also with me being small, I can do all these extra acrobatic moves that look really flashy, look really cool, and are very memorable. Like the 619, Rey Mysterio's move. You know how I said I took a little bit of his wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, that was literally one of the first moves that I had to learn, and now you know, I took that move and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just call it the power chord, just because you know. I mean, it's exactly like an actual chord on the rope rings are exactly like a power chord
on a guitar.
Because if you do a power chord, it's normally three strings. So I just call it the power chord, and of course I take that, and you know, taller. I want to say taller or bigger people, they have a hard time with doing that. Even Rey Mysterio's son, he's actually a pretty tall dude. He actually kind of struggled a little bit with that move, learning how to do it.
Okay.
And in fact, even now, like if you actually watch it, like to the untrained eye, it looks pretty fast, but to the trained eye, he's actually when he actually does the jump with the legs, he's actually kind of moving a little bit slow with the 619. And then you watch Rey Mysterio, he's actually going pretty fast because he's so much shorter. And I think that's a great example of like, you know, playing to your strengths. Like this is like my little, like something that not only I can do, but this is something that I can do that because I'm so much smaller, I can do it and make it look so much better.
Okay.
And of course, people like a good underdog, and I mean, also on top of that, like you can do so much. Like somebody big like we can come up and do so much more spots than you would be able to with somebody of similar size of you, because you can pick me up right over your head and probably throw me out of the actual ring, and we could probably do it safely, and we already know you wouldn't have any problem with being able to straight up pick me up. I think you have done that in a few like mock matches we've done. You've straight up picked me up.
Very possible. Very possible.
Yeah. But yeah, it's, and like I said, like that's probably one of my biggest strengths.
Nice.
Oh boy, do I got a story for you then. So that's another really big strength of mine, is like very tough, I guess you could say. I would, as a kid, I'd always I'd like to climb trees, and I climbed this one big tree in the back, and I went up so high that the branches they started to get very thin, not as sturdy.
Okay.
I grabbed one and just grabbed it, crack, and I hit every single branch, every single limb, and I fell smack right on the right on the ground. And my sister, she saw me fall out a tree, and she runs up to me and is like, "Peyton, are you okay?" I'm like, and I'm just trying to, I'm winded, I'm gasping for air, and I'm like, "I'm dead." and she runs to the garage where my dad's at. She's like, "Hey, come see Peyton. He's like, he fell out of a tree." He says, "What, is he all right?" He says he's dead. And so they come up. By that time, I'm just lying there, pain angel, and I'm just lying there, just dumbfounded of what just happened. I got my breath at that time. He's like, "Get up, you're fine." It's like, no. Or another fun story. This one's really fun.
Okay.
I was riding my dirt bike, right?
Yeah.
We had a dirt bike, and me and my sister, we'd ride around. Well, I was riding it, and Dad tried to get a picture of me as I went past the garage, and I'd just make a big loop around. And, well, I hit the concrete. You know where this is going when I say concrete.
I have an idea of where you're going with this, yeah.
Yep, well, I hit the concrete, bounce a little bit, and I lose control of the bike, and I just fall and eat the pavement. And I literally slid on the actual concrete. It was not just like one clean smack. It was smack and slide.
Sounds brutal.
It was. and you know what? My dad runs over and is like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think so." "Is the bike okay?" He's like, "I think so." "Well, get up."
Yeah.
My neighbor, he only heard, "Is the bike okay?" "Well, get up."
Yeah.
So when my mom comes home, she heard his story of, "Is the bike okay?" "Well, get up."
Yeah.
He did not hear, "Are you okay?"
The first part of that. Yeah.
No, and actually you could probably still see it. There's like a scar right here. Ooh, really bad one right here.
Ooh, yeah.
And these elbows, they were all just bloody. My jeans were ripped. There's probably scars on my knees right now still from it too.
Damn,
just
sounds brutal.
Yeah, it was, because it was not a clean fall. It was fall slide.
Yeah, oh yeah, especially asphalt.
It wasn't asphalt. It was concrete.
Okay, all right.
So it was, think of like sandpaper against skin.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's brutal.
And you know what? That's what so whatever spot we have planned, it's not nearly going to be as painful or as any of that than what I've already have experienced myself, because I've already beaten the crap out of myself more than whatever it is that we're going to do right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. So with you being so resilient,
Mm-hmm.
how does your family feel about you being in the wrestling world?
For the most part, they've always been very supportive. I mean, my dad, he'd probably shrug. My mom's very interested. I mean, to the point where I actually got her to start watching wrestling again, watching WWE. Well, of course, when she watched it, it was WWF.
Okay.
So, but she got back into it. She's watching it, and I will explain like, oh, that the way you do that. Here's how it's supposed to go, or here's the idea behind it, or this is what protects the other wrestler from getting a concussion or a neck injury.
Okay.
So
Nice.
Yeah, they're very, very supportive of it.
Good. So have they come to a show, or do they plan on coming to a show to check you out?
My dad, he actually went to the first EFW pay-per-view that we ran, and that was the one that I was in. I was actually in like the Rumble or whatever, and he actually got to see me perform, and I mean, it's nice, actually looking at where I was then. Yeah. And
I'm sure.
man, I look so stiff then, and as opposed to now, I'm like, oh, I really have improved. Also it was pretty nice because Chris's family also showed up and saw me perform as well, and they're like, you know what, you remind me of Sami Zayn. I was like, You know what? I'll take it. I love Sami Zayn.
Yeah, that's a good compliment.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
awesome.
absolutely take it. Normally, I get told that I remind people of Spike Dudley.
Oh, yeah, I would definitely take the.
I'll
Sami
take
Zayn
the
upgrade.
Sami Zayn over Spike Dudley.
Yeah,
Don't get me wrong, Spike Dudley, he's tough as nails.
he is. He
Yeah.
should. Yeah, he made a name for himself.
Even then, he's still a compliment. Sami Zayn is just an upgrade.
Yes, I would agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh man.
So I know you mentioned it earlier, and obviously I see you sporting the X-Men patch on there.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite X-Men, or favorites, I should say?
Man, I'm gonna go with favorites.
Okay.
Because which one is my favorite? That's hard. I would say Wolverine, Gambit, and then Nightcrawler.
Ooh, okay. Those
Yeah.
are good picks. Those are good picks.
Absolutely.
I'll agree with you on the first two.
Really?
Yes, first two,
Who
yes.
would you say three would be for you then?
Oh, that's hard. Sticking just to the X-Men world
Right.
in themselves. I mean, I'm a huge Wolverine fan. Grew up watching Wolverine. Gambit obviously would be 2, 3. Maybe Cable. I'd put Cable.
Really?
at the
Cable?
3. Yeah.
That's actually quite crazy because he's not many people really know him that much. He's not like a mainstay X-Men.
Yes. Yeah. But he's important in
He's
the storylines.
important in a lot of storylines, yes, but not too many people know about him.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think he's only showed up in like the Marvel movies. Only showed up in Deadpool 2.
Yes.
That was the only time he showed up.
And
it took that long for him to even be shown in an actual X-Men project.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Not the cartoon, but in
Right.
live action. Which
Right.
have you seen the newest one, X-Men '97?
I have not, but there's actually a reason for that. 'Cause
Okay.
right now I'm watching X-Men Evolution, right, and then after that it's the sequel to X-Men Evolution, which is Wolverine and the X-Men. So what it is that Wolverine and the X-Men is what happens after X-Men Evolution.
Okay.
And I've already watched all of the original X-Men cartoon.
Yeah.
So it's like getting to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well worth the watch. I grew up watching the
Yeah.
animated series. To then go back and see what they did with it nowadays. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
But I also I mean I heard good things about it. It just worries me when I see like something old being produced as new, because like sometimes they either misunderstand the product or they just don't do the original project justice, like She-Hulk.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that.
We don't need to. We don't need to.
We can skip over that.
Yeah. Let's see what else. I'd say like the next Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's just not nearly as good as the animated series, which I get it. You can't have everything for a live action Avatar movie.
Yeah.
Avatar show. You can't have all the filler because the original, it was a Saturday morning cartoon, but it was able to convey stories and able to convey messages and it was able to convey adult themes and mature topics while still also at the same time being a kids show. The Netflix show, it doesn't do that. It doesn't have the writing to back that up to where something gets lost in translation.
Okay.
And it was very disappointing. My dad enjoyed it, but like for me, like knowing the source material, knowing what like how great this show is, what it's based off of,
Okay.
I can't help but to not like it or just feel disappointed from the Netflix adaptation.
Yeah, see, I hate when that happens, when you have the adaptations don't match the actual source
and I mean,
material.
we already talked about She-Hulk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the original comics of She-Hulk, there's a lot of people who actually really like She-Hulk from the comics.
No, yeah. She's not a bad character at
Yeah.
all in Marvel, but yeah, the show definitely dropped the ball on that.
Yeah, that was very disappointing for me too. Like, all right, so.
Yeah. So, Pan, how I do it is I end most conversations with the question here. What is, when you look in the mirror, what is the biggest you versus you hurdle that you have to overcome, and then how do you go about dealing with that?
All right, I got two of my biggest problems.
Okay.
Procrastination, time management. Okay, those are my
both
two.
kind of go hand in hand.
I guess you could say that. Yep. Procrastination. I put things off sometimes too much, and I mean, I guess you could call it laziness or whatever. But I put things off a little bit too much, and what is it? Time management. Sometimes, like there's things where I always want to do that I'd be like, okay, yes, I'd love to do that. Well, the problem is that I can't because I got this other thing that's more important, so I can't do this. But I won't realize that, hey, I said yes to this when I already got this prior engagement.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or like even procrastination with waking up in the morning. I got things that I gotta do, but also I'm tired. I want to get more sleep.
I get that.
Yeah. Well, so I'd have to put a timer on my phone to wake me up. Like tomorrow, we got training tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday, training day. Well, I have to set an alarm for myself for 8, and I leave at 9.
Okay.
So yeah, time management. I love to say that I have a solution for that, but I don't. I'm still trying to figure that out. I mean, you got any suggestions?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're trying to work through the issue. I'm terrible with time management because I think I can do more than I can, so I'm usually late to things.
Right.
Sorry, everybody. But everybody who knows me will definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
But for me, I find block scheduling works the best.
Mm-hmm.
So I will every Sunday sit down and kind of look at my schedule coming up for the upcoming week. Okay, these are the hours that I'm working out. This is the hours I go to work. This is the hours that I can write, or that there's acting or doing the podcast or wrestling. So I try and break everything down. These are times when I'll have my voice. So what are we doing this day or that day? To that. I mean, as detailed as I can get it. So that way, when I look at the week, I'm like, oh, okay, I have basically a map for the entire week put out there. And also, too, it doesn't help that. It does help that I have 3 different calendars. So I have one on my phone, I have a desktop one, and then I have one that I carry around with me. So that way, they all line up. It sounds like a pain in the ass to do that, but that's how I keep everything in track. Because I would, if I did not do that, I'd have that exact same problem of being like, I'll be there, I can do that, and then not realizing that I have 3 other things booked.
Yeah.
That entire day.
That sounds very helpful. I might try that.
Yeah, try it out. See if it works.
Probably could help out a little bit with the procrastination too, because then everything's just mapped out.
Yes. Yeah. There's no thinking. You just are just reacting to that, and then you already kind of have an idea of, oh man, Tuesday and Friday are gonna be long days, and then you can be like, okay, Monday and Saturday I can take it easy. That's my chill day, relax day. Where you can take a step back and then know, okay, Sunday's a training day, or oh man, I got an event coming up in 3 weeks, or it just helps with. For me, it just helps with things. So that way, everybody's kind of getting their piece of the pie, if you will. I mean, it sucks for some friends, and especially if I'm trying to have a relationship where it's kind of it sounds shitty, but it's not at the same time. Where I'm like, hey, I can get you in Tuesday and Friday, or case may be. It sounds bad, but it's no, I'm trying to make you a priority to be in my schedule to show that you are worth making time for.
Right.
But that's my short-winded answer.
Okay.
Or advice to you on that.
I might try that. I'll definitely try that. See how it works.
Yeah, try it and let me know.
Yep. Okay.
All right, Ben, man, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for coming aboard. I appreciate it, my man.
Thank you so much for
I
having
wish you
me.
the best of luck.
Thank you for the drink.
Oh, of course.
Cheers to that.
Cheers, buddy.
Mhm.
Thank you.